In a nursery, a nurse grabbed a sharp scalpel and stabbed a newborn. Relatives in the hallway saw this and rushed to the nursery. But the nurse didn't stop. She turned and attacked the baby in the next bed. The locked door left the parents outside, helplessly pounding on the glass, watching in despair as 11 little lives were taken one after another. It wasn't until the guard broke through the window that the attacker slit her own throat and committed suicide. Luckily, a baby boy survived because he was crying and his mom took him out to feed him. Since the attacker died on the spot, the case became a mystery. Unexpectedly, 5 years later, another tragedy occurred. A little boy with a backpack suddenly burst into a preschool classroom, pulled out a gun, and shot all his classmates before taking his own life. The absent boy escaped again because he was home with a cold and fever. Investigators questioned the boy's mom, who didn't know why her child suddenly went mad. As the investigation stalled, a victim's family member told the detective they saw a suspicious man in a black coat loitering at the school gate before the incident. The next day, tragedy struck again when a janitor secretly connected a high-voltage cable and headed towards the pool with it. This boy is the luckiest person in the world. Just as he was born in the nursery, a nurse went on a killing spree, and he was the only one who miraculously survived. At 5, he had a high fever and didn't go to kindergarten, where a shooting occurred, and he was the sole survivor. On this day, he had a headache and skipped swimming class, and a janitor jumped into the pool with a high-voltage wire, harming all the kids, but once again, he escaped death. The police found it suspicious and brought in a paranormal expert, Chang, to help investigate. During their inspection at the kindergarten, they found, under ultraviolet light, besides the children's handprints, there were also some huge monster-like prints. As the investigation stalled, the boy and his mother were suddenly kidnapped by a van while shopping. Unexpectedly, shortly after they were taken, a stranger with a backpack walked into the children's park, took out a remote device, and... Soon the police arrived at the scene but only found one survivor. From him, they learned that the incident might be related to a certain priest. The sheriff immediately took Chang to the church, which was already abandoned and exuded a sinister atmosphere. While searching for clues, a baby stroller behind them suddenly moved on its own, seemingly guiding them to a room. Inside, they found a bizarre statue lying there. Before they could react, the statue suddenly moved and told them that if they could kill the boy, their loved ones would be resurrected. Unexpectedly, as the sheriff turned around, his deceased wife appeared. While they were distracted, the demon in the statue tried to possess Chang, but fortunately, Chang quickly shot and shattered the statue, narrowly escaping danger. However, the sheriff, already bewitched by the demon, went mad and strangled Chang. In the nick of time, a priest suddenly appeared and used a stun gun to subdue the sheriff. After the sheriff regained consciousness, the priest finally revealed the boy's true identity to them. Jesus reincarnates every 1,000 years, and this time, he was reborn as a boy. He narrowly escaped many disasters. The past massacres were the devil's doing to find the reincarnated one, as the demon couldn't be sure who it was, so it targeted all children. Luckily, with a priest's secret protection, the boy survived each time. The urgent task now is to safely escort the boy to a monastery in a neighboring country. Only by growing up safely there can he gain the power to fight evil, but taking the normal route would alert the demon. So, Chang found them a secret underground passage. Unexpectedly, shortly after entering, the sheriff was possessed by the demon. The priest tried to exorcise the demon but was overpowered and knocked down by an electric shock. While they were entangled, the mother took a chance too. The boy ran out of the secret passage, but the possessed sheriff was in hot pursuit. A police officer arrived to help but was killed by the out-of-control sheriff. As the sheriff was about to harm the boy, the mother picked up a stone and knocked him out from behind. Seeing this, everyone quickly bound him with chains. Just as the priest was about to perform an exorcism, the sheriff suddenly broke the chains and grabbed the boy's mother's neck. At the critical moment, the priest pressed his palm on the sheriff's head, using a secret technique to absorb the demon into himself, then sealed it in a stone. After completing this final mission, the priest closed his eyes forever. In the end, Chang and the others collapsed the tunnel, burying the stone deep underground. Under the sheriff's escort, the boy safely reached the monastery, and humanity will soon be under the Savior's protection.